Here we are
Again?
at the end of day 2.
Yeah, it's been
all the way through.
Yeah.
Been an interesting 48 hours.
It has been a good day. I thoroughly enjoyed the day. I went to fewer presentations, but I spent more time here in the exhibit hall. We're right next to the J.P. Morgan Chase exhibit, other banks, and a number of fintech companies, a number of software companies. We've learned more about software as a service type companies. And one of the things that I'll take away from today, Jack, is I met a handful of people. One that does foreign exchange hedge advice that we may collaborate with, and some other companies that have services in the foreign exchange space that are interested in maybe collaborating, and so we'll see how that unfolds.
I spend more time in presentations than one of the Bitcoin one. The guy was talking about Bitcoin as a corporate treasurer, which is a whole different thing than Bitcoin as an individual. But, he was issuing convertible stock like $100 million at a time to buy Bitcoin. And he's ahead of the game, which was strange. And then they went to the LIBOR versus SOFR presentation, which was also very interesting, but was the first time I've ever heard anybody here say, no cameras allowed.
And SOFR is this the structured overnight funding rate, which will replace LIBOR, which for some of our credit clients will be a factor.
It will be a big factor. And it will be, as of December 31st, there'll be no more new credits. And the old ones have to be revised by June 30th of 2023. That was very interesting. Anyway, it was kind of neat.
Well, I went to a session this morning where ABM, a large industrial group, talked about the various businesses that they have and how they actually used McKinsey to help them come in and look at their data and use data analytics to improve their operations, retention of employees, and a handful of their business lines. And it just kind of highlighted how more and more companies are using data. And I think what we're doing with data analytics,
that affects rate integrity,
it ties into it. And so I think we're doing something that's going to be more prevalent as we go forward.
Well, we and Ed are going to dinner.
Tonight we're going to dinner. Tomorrow we'll actually have a morning session. There's a morning session.
You may have a morning session. I'm going to have a breakfast, and then I'm going to be ready to go.
And then we'll return to Houston tomorrow. But I've thoroughly enjoyed this. This is the first time for Jack and me to come to the AFP conference. We really enjoyed seeing Mike Conley, who was our sponsor, kind of mentor last year. We had good talks with him about foreign exchange rate integrity, what we're doing, and what we've learned at AFP. And so we've got some work to follow up on people that we've met, possible collaboration. But I think it's been worthwhile. And it's been fun.
And I've been dropping our QR business cards.
We've dropped
like
some QR
all over the
It's worked well. I've visited with some technology companies, and to be able to give them a card that has the QR on the back where we can say, give that a look. And a handful of people are going to check it out and be in touch with us. But Jack, before we cut here, I got to ask you an important question. Next year, AFP 2022 will be hosted by none other than the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. What is your early assessment? Do you think we should go to Philadelphia next year for AFP 2022? Now then, you must, Jack, before you answer this question, you must give your bias. You must share your bias.
Okay, I'm from Philadelphia, and I can tell you that if we're going, bring a gun.
Okay. We better wrap there.
That's it.
It's been a good AFP conference. Thanks, and Ed. Thanks for your help in keeping us out of trouble and only getting good film.